Everybody loves dads, stories, and the Marine Corps. What could be better than Marine Corps dads who tell stories? Here's another story with veteran storyteller John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad.
Tonight, we're going to tell the story of the gecko that rode the lightning. Once upon a time, there was a little gecko, and his name was Skippy. And Skippy the gecko was a patriot. Skippy loved America. And every year, on the 4th of July, just like today, Skippy would go out on his rock, and he would watch the fireworks. And everybody watching fireworks, and somebody would hear, because there's Skippy on his rock. Both little fists up in the air. Whoa! Yeah! And Skippy loved to watch the fireworks. One day, on the 4th of July, bless you, Skippy decided to sneak up to the fireworks. And so there Skippy went through the grass. Through the grass like a ninja gecko. He had to shank a roach on the way. Swing. And so Skippy sees the buckets where they're holding the fireworks, and he sees the tubes where they're putting the fireworks in. And they haven't fired any yet. So Skippy says, I want to look in one of the tubes. And so Skippy climbs up on top of the tube. And he's a lizard, so he's got like eyeballs on the side of his head. Tilts his head over to put his eyeball in the tube so he can see. Skippy is now flying. Skippy is hanging on to a rocket with his little gecko fingers. And Skippy is screaming. His face is pulled back as he goes straight up into the air. And Skippy has a memory. What do fireworks do?
Explode.
They explode. Skippy jumped. He let go with his gecko fingers, and he yumped into the air. He's already like 500 feet off the ground. And just behind him, which to us was just a nice to Skippy, was like now Skippy can't hear. Skippy is falling down towards the ground until he got hit by another firework. He manages to jump off that firework. He hits another one. Skippy spent 20 minutes in the air, jumping from rocket to rocket, trying desperately not to get blown into little gecko shrapnel by the fireworks. And Skippy starts screaming, I hate the 4th of July! Ah! Until at last, the final rocket is fired. And Skippy jumps. And everything goes slow motion. Because there's no more rockets coming. And Skippy heard music. Da 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 da. And Skippy was happy. Because he wasn't being shot into the sky from fireworks anymore. Until Skippy remembered that geckos can't fly. And Skippy hit the ground. But he didn't just hit the ground. He went into one of the fireworks tubes. And his little body was stuck in the tube with his little head just sticking out. And he heard Greta, the lady who was packing up all the fireworks tubes, say, "It is time to take this to the next show." The next show? No. And they close the van door. And they hear tiny gecko fists beating on the door. And so, Skippy went to his next fireworks show. And that's the story of the gecko who rode the lightning. The end.
That was another story with John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad. Check the show notes for links to his Patreon and website at creativegrumbles.com.